Atthaporn Jaritram. Jaritram 3-0. He has a 1 KO, and Jaritram from Thailand. And so really, Larry, what we're looking for here is to see the development of Mekhontsev as Jaritram starts to make his way to the ring.
There are a lot of good Thai fighters. One of the countries around China that have deep traditions in boxing. Maybe a half a dozen who are ranked in the world right now. So when I see a Thai fighter walking down the aisle, I'm thinking he can fight a little bit. The other guy, he's supposed to fight a lot.
Jaritram comes in from Bangkok, Thailand. He's a 2-year pro. He's fighting in China for the 3rd time in his career. And he gets the call against the tough Russian. So, Ray, if you're Jaritram, what are you thinking about here as you get set to deal with this Russian who's had a decorated amateur career? As Mekhontsev not only has done a great job in the Olympics, but he's also done great in the Worlds and also the European Championships as well. What do you look for from Mekhontsev tonight?
Well, Mekhontsev, you know, he's 30 years old. He's not a young pro. So he's got to come on. I'd like to think he's going to be aggressive, try to put on a good show. Because, you know, these guys, the career of a fighter is short. And they've already, they're already in their 30s. He's already in his 30s. So I expect him to start fast, try to make a quick go of it, and have a fast track on his career.
It's his second pro fight. His first fight was last December against Peter Cahigas, where he scored a 3rd-round knockout. And Mekhontsev, look, he's 6'1", 177 pounds, but he's athletic, Larry. I mean, and he has some skills, a southpaw. And so we are set to see Mekhontsev take it on Jaritram. Let's send it into the ring for the official particulars of Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Macau here, the Venetian Macau, this is the Ring of Gold, brought to you by Bob Arams, Top Rank Incorporated, and sponsored by Tecate con Character. All the bouts you see are sanctioned by the PBCC. Let's get this party started with 6 rounds of boxing in the light heavyweight division. The 3 judges at ringside are Selvin Lagumbe, Edgar Olalo, and Chris Wilson, and the referee in charge of the action at the bell, Danex Taptansan. This contest is scheduled for 6 rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black and white, official weight 173.5 pounds. As a professional, he's undefeated in 4 fights, 3 victories, with 1 draw, 1 KO to his credit. From Bangkok, Thailand, he is Atthaporn Jaritram. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white with gold, official weight 177.25 pounds. He's an Olympic gold medal champion, now as a professional, undefeated, 1-0 as a pro, 1 KO to his credit. From Asbest, Russia, from Russia with love, Dame Gospoda, Egor, always Egor Mekhontsev.
Boy, Mekhontsev looks like a small heavyweight.
Yeah, he's strong.
Look at that, look at the shoulders.
I was thinking the same thing.
Well, he's got some experience fighting at the heavyweight level. He fought it to over 200 pounds, 201 pounds also as an amateur as well. So he's come down a little bit in weight to fight as a light heavyweight in his last Olympics and now as a professional. And the first bell is off, and Mekhontsev is in the white trunks. And you see Jaritram in the black trunks with the white trim. And right away, Mekhontsev looking to get busy. And there you can see already some of the ninth athleticism. Southpaw looking to fire his jab, and he's not afraid to let go of his hands. and throw body punches.
You know, Fran, I've always said when you fight a southpaw, you can't let him come forward. You can't back up on the southpaw. You've got to come forward and back him up. And this guy already, Jaritram's backing up. And if he keeps doing that, it's gonna. You know, this guy's a good, strong guy. You can see how strong he is. He's got a decorated amateur career. He's gonna be in for a bad night.
He told us yesterday that he'll adapt to any style he has to in the ring, but he wants to be a beautiful boxer. And by that, he said whatever it takes, but he wants to come out and perform well. And right now he's measuring Jaritram up, taking his time.
He also happens to be one of those Russian Soviet fighters we've seen who is well educated outside of the ring, has a college degree, carries himself with a certain kind of confidence and aplomb that's very, very noticeable.
Looking to let go of his hands early on, and you're seeing the nice use of a jab and also a short right hook, and then he comes back with the left as well, does Egor Mekhontsev from Russia. 30 years of age in his second pro fight.
You know, Fran, Larry, you tell me if I'm wrong. You know, the thing is, you could see he's very well schooled. He's very precise with his punches, and obviously, had a great amateur career. Problem is that 30 years old. I mean, that's an old fighter, young man, but old fighter.
Well, once upon a time that was true. I'm not sure it's as true today as it used to be, because they spent a lot of time in the amateurs, where they could earn a kind of a living. In some countries, they probably are fresher than 30-year-old fighters used to be in terms of punishment they've taken. And
nice right hand right there from Mekhontsev. Go ahead, Larry. Yeah.
So, and we see more fighters today with the incentive of all the big money on the top of the game, extending their careers more and more into the 30s.
Nice opening round for Egor Mekhontsev. In his corner, his father, Leonid, is his trainer, and there you see Leonid Mekhontsev right there. He's been a trainer for amateur boxers for years. He trained his son for 18 years. And there you see him giving him instruction. You talk about the amateur career, 350 amateur fights for Egor Mekhontsev, according to their camp. And he went an astonishing 330-20.
He also comes from a region in Russia that has produced a number of top fighters, starting with Kostazou, the outstanding junior welterweight. This is up in the Ural Mountains that separate European Russia from Asian Russia, and he's a pal, really, of Sergey Kovalov, the outstanding light heavyweight now, who is very near the top of the game.
Second round of a scheduled 6-rounder in the light heavyweight division, and now you see Mekhontsev starting to get settled in.
Well, he dug a couple of them body shots early on. Now, see, now you can see a depth in pro style, because that was a good pro body shots there.
Mekhontsev doing a nice job, too, of working in some combinations. Likes to use that quick right hook over the top.
Go there. Time. Tape. Loose tape.
So the referee, Donrex Topdasan, calling time. They said there's some loose tape there, so they're going to get that taken care of. You mentioned Kovalev, Larry. He's a good friend to him. Also, he says he's known Ruslan Provodnikov since they were kids. And they're managed by the same company. Good work as the Jaritram looks to be taking a lot of punishment in the second round. and he drops
Down.
from a solid left hook. So Egor Mekhontsev comes up with a knockdown here in the second round.
8. Walk. Ready. Box.
And now let's see how Mekhontsev handles a minute 40 left as he tries to take out his second professional opponent. It's just his second fight, and he catches Jaritram with a nice right hook.
Give Jaritram some credit here. You know, he's not hiding. He knows that given the difference in size of the two, he looks like a middleweight fighting a big light heavyweight, that he just has to come forward.
Great use of his offensive weapons. You saw a nice straight right hand to the head, and then Mekhontsev dug deep to the body. A three-punch combination, and Jaritram, his legs look a little weak.
Yeah, and the third punch of that combination was about a 4-inch right hand, and this fight is going to be over very soon.
Blistering shot from Mekhontsev, and Atthaporn says that's it. At 2 minutes and 16 seconds into the second round, Egor Mekhontsev has his second technical knockout in as many fights.
Well, I would say here that Mekhontsev did what he was supposed to do, and so did Jaritram.
You know, Larry, as you know, that Mekhontsev, very heavy-handed. Very heavy-handed. You can see when he was jabbing this guy, he was rocking him.
Well, Ray, what are your thoughts, too? Because coming from an amateur career, we talked about it, he's got an extended amateur career. I know you said you think 30 is a little too old. But just on the skills that you saw tonight, and yes, it's only his second pro fight, but what you've seen, this is the way the guy fought in the amateurs as well. So we take another look at the knockdown. He wasn't afraid to go to the body when he was an amateur as well.
Now that's good. That's good pro teaching.
That was just an accumulation of punches. This was just a punch.
Another look here at the stoppage.
What I like about him is he's a patient stalker boxer puncher.
Yeah, his punches are precise. You're right.
You know, he's setting up his guy. He knows it's going to be there. Didn't get over anxious, and just steadily beat his opponent down.
So Mekhontsev gets it done. Let's send it into Michael Buffer for the particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Venetian Macau, the end comes at 2 minutes 19 seconds of round number 2. His record now, 2 fights, 2 victories, 2 knockouts. Dame Gospoda, he remains golden. Egor Mekhontsev.
So Egor Mekhontsev with his hands raised high. Here's a recap here. Let's just get right to the drama in the second round, where you can tell he got comfortable and then he started to let his hands go.
Well, they used to say the Russians are coming. The Russians are here.
You're right.
Well, Mekhontsev, he is from Russia, but he lives in Los Angeles and has for the last couple of years. And he trains at the famous Wild Card Gym. So Freddie Roach has had an eye on this young man. Yes, he's trained by his father, but he's right there. I told you he's part of that the management team that trains Ruslan Provodnikov, and a lot of those fighters have made the connection to the wild card.
You know, from what I see, I just think, you know, he's because of his extensive amateur career, and even though he's only had 2 pro fights, he's far more progressed than most guys with 2 fights. I'd like to see him get on the fast track. I think he can go quick.
Yeah.
You know, what I like about him is the fact that he's not your typical stiff kind of Eastern European fighter. It seems to have some athleticism, and he put it on display tonight, taking out Atthaporn Jaritram in the second round with a technical knockout. So Egor Mekhontsev moves to 2-0 with 2 knockouts in his early pro career.